how do I identify whether I'm insecure about being single? One, and it's that you want to fill the void with the first person you are interested in. So you see somebody, you like them, it's as if you fall in love easily. But every time you see somebody that you're interested in, you fall in love. Because you always need someone to fill that void. Because you know, if you stay single for too long, you have to deal with loneliness. And so because you can't stand the idea of being lonely, you fall for the first person who you are interested in or who's interested in you. And before you know it, you're in a relationship. And you don't even know all the facts about the person that you're in a relationship with, the foundational facts. But there is a void that you feel as if need to be filled. And so the first person that you are interested in, or the first person who is interested in you, a relationship is the next stage for you. A lot of us like persons because we feel as if we have no other option. Number two, you use one relationship to overcome the pain of the last one. And this is especially true for women. Maybe the guy broke your heart, maybe the girl broke your heart. You get out of that relationship. You meet somebody else who is nice to you. And so you have not really dealt with the pain of the last relationship yet. But because you like this person and you are trying so hard to forget the person that you were in a relationship with before, you use this person to get over them. You should not use me to get over somebody who hurt you. Because that's unfair to me. It means now you are placing more pressure on me to be somebody to you that I may not even be. So you're going to expect me to treat you a certain way. You're going to expect me to talk to you a certain way. And the moment I don't do it like you like it, you're going to compare me to who you had before. And sometimes, yes, we could go through some real mess. Relationships could end bad. I'm not disputing that fact. But it's unfair of you to choose somebody else to get over the last person that you had. And men like to be saviors. And because they like to be saviors, they would know that a guy hurt you and they would say, you know what, I won't treat you like he did. And you feel nice about that. And you're like, yes, that is exactly what I want to hear. And now you put him on a pedestal to fulfill the needs that you have on the inside. The problem is he cannot, because we are all humans, and at the end of the day, he is going to fail you. At the end of the day, she is going to fail you. So what do you do when you come out of a relationship hurt? Use somebody else to get over that someone, but they hurt you again. The cycle continues. Number 3. It's hard for you to celebrate those who you see in relationships that you desire. I don't have to be bitter towards your relationship to feel good about being single. So I should be able, as a single person, to celebrate relationships that are godly, relationships that I admire. It doesn't mean that I'm going to want one exactly like theirs, because everybody's relationship is different, because we are not all the same. So I should be able to celebrate relationships that I see and still feel content about being single. Number 4, I am afraid of my own company. So, we can look good on social media, yes. But when you go home and you look in the mirror, or when you're in your room at night and there is no one else around, can you stand your own company? Or is frustration bombarding your mind? Is depression bombarding your mind? Suicidal thoughts, are they bombarding your mind? Loneliness, is it bombarding your mind? That's what I'm talking about when I speak about being afraid of your own company. How are you really doing? How's your heart? Have you ever been in a place where you feel like your emotions are locked down? Like you want to be free? You want to express yourself, but every time you feel as if you're expressing yourself, you just go back into a place and it's like you shut down again. And you feel as if you could never get to that place of just enjoying a moment and feeling peace and freedom and just breathing and relaxing. It's not okay to be bound emotionally when God died for your emotional freedom. How do I know that I'm insecure about my singleness? And it's when relationships are more important to me than my relationship with God. It's when the desire for a relationship with somebody else. It's when I want to have a relationship so much. I desire to have a relationship. Or when I'm in a relationship and this relationship is more important to me than my relationship with God. How do I know that this relationship is more important to me? Whatever you give your attention to the most becomes your God. Whatever has your heart the most is your God. And sometimes when we are insecure about our singleness, relationships become more important to us than our relationship with God. So we could spend all night on the phone. We can't spend all night reading our Bibles. No, we're going to fall asleep in 5 minutes. We don't spend time in prayer and in the presence of God, but we are constantly talking to somebody. We are in a relationship with someone. That singleness, a part of singleness is creating history with Jesus. He has to be your first love, because the only way that you can know whether or not that person you are in a relationship with is giving you real love is when you have a standard by which to measure what love is. And the Bible says that God is love. So if I don't know the love of God, if I don't know what real love is in Jesus Christ, what I'm getting can be counterfeit, but I could think my relationship is my world. Unless you discover God's love, you will not know what real love in a relationship is. And a lot of us have not found God in such a dimension as yet to even come to the place to know whether or not this man is loving me right, loving my soul right, loving my spirit right, whether or not this young lady is loving my mind right. Because we don't know yet what God's love is. Your relationship with God has to be the most important thing. If it's not, you're insecure about being single. So you need a relationship to fill the void that God is supposed to fill first.